it's quite important. And there's always this balance between giving too little and giving too much. And thus, giving the right dose is really important to avoid the side effects of either of those situations. And certainly, if you were to give too much, you could stunt the child's growth, and that would not obviously be a good thing. And so there are ways to figure out how much to give. It's not interesting. It's not through a blood test. It's mostly through dosing that is based on the child's body surface area and knowing what the normal amount of cortisol that a healthy body produces, and then doing a little calculation. And the other way you know the dose is right is just by general health. Somebody who doesn't have enough cortisol is fatigued, for example, and just doesn't feel well. So you can use clinical, parameters combined with knowing the magic number of the body surface area, and the fact that a normal body produces about 7 milligrams per meter squared of body surface area per day. Then you have to distribute it. It's not taken as one dose. In the case of primary adrenal insufficiency, most replacement involves taking the calculated dose and then distributing it into 3 or 4 doses, typically with the highest dose in the morning, to mimic the fact that the body has its greatest production of cortisol in the healthy state between about 6 and 9 a.m. So the calculated dose should lead to, if using the formula that I briefly outlined a moment ago, should allow for normal growth. There are children in whom that calculation may not work, but when there are clues to that might be unusual growth patterns, but in most cases it works. Now, for somebody with adrenal insufficiency, child or adult, who develops a superimposed stress. What do I mean by that? They get an infection, or their child falls off the monkey bars and breaks their arm. The normal adrenal gland in a healthy person will spew out extra hydrocortisone, as this is a critical stress fighting hormone. Someone with adrenal insufficiency cannot do that, or has the limited ability to do that, and must rely upon taking extra medication above and beyond their maintenance dose to compensate for that. And so failure to do that in somebody with known adrenal insufficiency can also cause serious consequences. And so it's just as if they didn't know that the diagnosis was unknown. So that might involve a doubling of the normal dose or a tripling of the normal dose. And if the symptoms are such that the child can't hold down oral medication, all patients with adrenal insufficiency should have in their possession an injectable form of hydrocortisone called Solu-Cortef for emergencies. Either if, usually you're not in a position to give it to yourself, but if you're a child, a parent can do it. It's a little tricky if you're not in a place where the medicine is, which is usually the home. You may have more serious outcome. It's not something that's easy to do at school. So typically no nurses in most schools, and so that's where the hospital becomes important. And I would point out that in most states there is not this emergency medicine called Solu-Cortef, on emergency rigs. The only state that carries that is New Hampshire. And I'm in California, and in the middle of a brutal advocacy effort to try to change this. And it's not going well at the moment, but we're trying to make some inroads. But so extra stress is something that happens to all of us at one point or another. And so this has to be handled very carefully in a child or adult with known adrenal insufficiency.